Okay, hello guys. Okay, today we will be creating a software using Freertos. In addition to that, we will also incorporate an ADC functionality such that we will take in the input from pin P5.5 or 5.4 and then converting them through an ADC to get a digital value. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you go about importing a sample code that incorporates both Freertos and ADC. There's a small caveat. Okay, this time around we'll be using a TI driver. A TI driver is actually driver lib but being wrapped around by some C code, and they are used mainly to support this called simple link family line of devices. So TI created this wrapper function over driver lib so that it will support their simple link product line. Okay, so let's get around to important code. So first you go to simple link MSP432P for SDK. Then you go to examples. Then you need to choose the model for your board, which is the RAID 2.x. Please make sure you choose the one with the RAID 2.x. If you choose this one, it will not work because this is a totally different model. Yours is the 401R. Okay, then you have a lot of examples here, including driver lib. Right, for today we want to use this TI drivers here. And we'll go for the example here, ADC single channel. If you look at it in the description, the example uses the ADC driver and makes a number of samples, then print them to the UI, which is perfect for your project purposes. Okay, notice that they will also incorporate these two pins. I will show it to you how later on, and you can see which exact pin they are linked up to. But they're already telling you that you need to look at these two files. So once you go through these two files, you know where they are linked to directly. Okay. In this example, they would want you to connect to ADC 0 to ground and ADC 1 to 3.3 volt. For our purposes, we'll be using connecting a potentiometer to ADC 0, and maybe we can stick 3.3 volts to the ADC 1. Okay. You can read the details here below, but what I want to show you is just how do you import the code and run it. Okay, so you open this up, then you notice that there's two options, TI-RTOS and Freertos. In our case, we'll be using Freertos, and you can choose the code composer compiler. Then you select the project itself. If you notice there's an import button here, click on that. So once you've imported the project, you can open it up, you can take a look at the code. So this is the main code. As you realize that they will create a thread here called main thread, and the main thread is typically developed here. So the main thread, they're calling it, they're making a thread just for their main, so like a main task per se. And within this, you realize that they have initialized the ADC, initialized the display. In this case, display means the UART. And they created two tasks, one which calls this function, the second one that calls this function. And if you go up, you will see that these are the two functions that they created. If you go through it, you will understand that function 0 will call ADC 0, which is, I'll show you, which is actually P5.5, and function 1 will call ADC1, which is, if I'm not mistaken, is P5.4. Okay, to find out where to call this, where these pins are, remember we were told that you can look at these configuration files. You can right click here, open declaration, it didn't open. Okay, never mind, we'll come to that later. But in the meantime, we can build a project here. Once this is done, do remember that you will need this Freertos build project file. So if you don't have this project, please follow the previous video to get this in. then you can compile this project. Okay. My mistake. So after you build it, you are able to link it. So after building the project, you are able to do a right click and open declaration. And here, if you follow it, you'll notice that the ADC 0 is actually pin 5.5 and ADC 1 is pin 5.4 there. They will also tell you that the UART is using which pin, so also P1.3 or 1.2. Okay. So with that, we can just debug the code. And you can run it here. If I've configured, for my case, my terminal is using COM4. So if yours is using something else, you can choose. So if you're not too sure how do you open up this terminal, click Windows, Show View, Others, select the terminal here, open. Then you click on this icon here, select your configuration. For my case is 115.200. You can check the configuration in the code itself. For in my case, COM4. Once you do that, you'll have this, then you can run the code. Notice that they will run it a few times, print out the messages, and it will stop. Okay. How it works, you go through the source code, it will explain to you how it works, especially the task itself. So why does it stop after a while? Okay. So that's all I wanted to show you guys for this video. Hopefully it's useful for you guys. Thank you very much.